guys, and welcome to another edition of Showbiz Insider. I'm Zoe, and today the show comes to us from Movida, Dubai. Now, as always, we get to check out the biggest entertainment events happening in the UAE, and April was really diverse. From Fashion Forward to Comic-Con, we certainly had a lot of fun. First up, the 7th season of Fashion Forward celebrated regional design talent at an urban new venue down at D3. Here it is. The biannual event showcases catwalk shows and presentations from the region's best couture and ready-to-wear designers. Alongside the collections, there's curated jewellery and accessory spaces and the D3 Fashion Talks. Fashion Forward has recently been endorsed by the Dubai Design and Fashion Council, and this season also focuses on working with international buyers.
Dubai Design District, popularly known as D3, has always been instrumental in our growth. They've been our strategic partners from inception, from 3 years ago. It was only natural for us to move here. In fact, it's really, as someone says, it's really just coming home, is what it is. Everyone is loving the new environment. It's a really cool vibe, very urban, very industrial, very contemporary, you know. And there's a lot that can be done in this space. So you will see this new venue for Fashion Forward really develop over the coming seasons.
I can imagine now, and there's another focus this year, and it's very much on the buying industry. Yes. Can you elaborate on a little bit for that? Why this season? Why was it important to go there?
Well, you know, it was always one of our objectives to make sure that we not only stop at being a visibility platform, but truly becoming a means to commercial objectives.
Kicking off the catwalk collections with a visual and sensory experience. Fun One delivered dark, haunting, provocative couture, exploring the artistry of both fashion and film. The designer, who's dressed countless Hollywood celebs, including Katy Perry, Lady Gaga and Heidi Klum, has moved on from last season's pastel pret-a-porter line to a supernatural extravaganza of corsets, lace and the blood-stained cloak of a vampire.
So Fan, congratulations, that was another daring, exquisite collection. Now we've talked before about it being very Tim Burton inspired.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for this one?
The inspiration is my bedtime stories with my grandmother, because all the time she's telling stories when I go to sleep. When I was a kid, you know, she's always telling stories about witchcraft, about the battle between good and evil.
There was a real darkness there. Now let's talk a little bit about the film at the beginning, because that was such a beautiful way to open it, and maybe the artistic link between film and fashion.
Every time I'm doing my show, I see to it that film, fashion, music is there, because senses is very important for me, and I want the experience.
And it's almost like living inside a theatrical production. It's really exquisite. Let's talk a little bit about the fabrics and the textures that you were using in this collection.
I use a lot of French laces. I mix a lot of French laces, and I use a lot of tulle and satin.
And it almost had a sort of like quite sensual feel with some of the harnesses.
Yes, that's the style.
Love that. Now last season it was about, you know, your first pret-a-porter line. Have you enjoyed moving back into couture?
It's the opposite of this one. It's more fresh.
Over in the presentation halls, Kailia sets out to rediscover self via fashion, surrealism and Sufism. Founded by Orchard Ganji in 2010, her label aims for elegance infused with modernity. It's a feminine collection with surrealist influences and nature-inspired motifs. Beaded cocktail dresses and relaxed sepras in dusty pink and cobalt blue.
Now what's so beautiful about this collection is it really fuses that timeless elegance with an element of street. How did you go about creating these looks?
Well, I always think about what I would want to wear, to be honest, as you know, a 20-something-year-old of the 21st century. So I think there's that element of kind of being able to put everything together. We are girls that want to kind of look glamorous, but at the same time, we do want to be comfortable. And I think that idea of having confidence within only comes when you're really confident. So that counterbalance is just something that I think of when I'm designing all the time.
Now tell me about your Kailia process. What is your design process? What do you start it off with? Is there a particular moment, something that happens?
Well, it always depends on the collection, and it depends on. Well, this one was actually a little bit more emotionally based, I think. So I started off with conceptual, thinking and thought processes, and then kind of put that into visual ideas and saw how how that kind of relates to one another.
And from an artistic point of view, I mean, do you have a vision of what the garments are going to look like? Because every garment really tells a story with your work.
Right, that's always the case. I mean, with the pieces that we're designing, so for example, there are some of the pieces that kind of fall back on the idea of, Sufism and, that kind of dance that they're doing with those, flowy, bias cut, skirts. So that's kind of something that you can maybe see in the collection. And then other pieces are, more really actually intricately designed piece by piece. So you see a phoenix that turns into eyes and so on. So you see that element of actually integrating what the design process is into visual.
Would you say that your heritage kind of influences your work? Like you mentioned Sufism there and your Iranian heritage.
Correct. I definitely think. I mean, being someone from the 21st century, everyone has that kind of blend of different identities, different cultures. So for sure, definitely.
Back on the catwalk, showgirls donned their Sultana sequins and we wanted to party. Golden tutu dresses, texturized jumpsuits, jewel-encrusted jeans and statement jackets. It was tip-to-toe embellishments with Balmain-esque shoulder pads, and Fatma the design talent even looks like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Fatma, we absolutely loved it. There was hints of Balmain, a little bit of Alexander McQueen. Tell us, from conception to the catwalk, what was the process for you? What was the inspiration?
As a first fashion show in Dubai, I wanted to show my work. So I don't know, I used a lot of embroidery, handmade embroidery that come from my atelier in Tunis. So I wanted to show this for a first fashion show in Dubai.
I mean, how would you describe your style? Because for us, it was just wow, all the detailing with the shoulder pads, the sequins. I mean, it's really about a woman going out there and embracing life and enjoying herself.
Yes, but we also have boyfriend jean and everything that we can. I like to enhance the beauty and the body of the woman. So this is Sultana. This is the Sultana brand. I like when a woman is coquette. Yes.
So who is the Sultana woman? Do you have a particular muse?
When I have a lot of muse, but when I draw the dress and the collection, I think what I want to wear.
What is it that you think about when you're creating your mood board, your look?
It depends. This is an important question, but sometimes I just see a silhouette or a color and I want to do this.
And it just evolves.
From Tunisian talent to the new wave of Saudi designers, Nasiba Nafis aims to embrace the unconventional and interprets ancient mythology through her work. Titled the AIM Collection, her latest designs look to the stars and embrace silk, net and a contemporary choreographed show.
So Nasiba, congratulations. It's so lovely to have you on the show with us for the first time. If you just introduce the brand and the label, and what is the ethos behind the brand?
Okay, so it's a Saudi-based brand. I'm from Saudi and everything is made there. Fabrics I source out from all around. And I started in 2012. And this is my second season in Fashion Forward. And it's been really exciting.
And beautiful sort of neutral palettes, gorgeous looks to the collection. What was really inspiring you for this particular collection?
With this collection, there were so many inspirations, but I'll try and narrow it down. I went to Berlin for New Year's and I visited the Egyptian Museum and I saw Nefertiti, and then I started looking into that era, and then the eye came up.
So Egyptian mythology, that kind of thing.
Yes, and then I found out that the Ain, this is called the Ain collection, and the Ain is a giant star, is another name of a giant star. And then there was the yin and yang, which you see a lot in the collection, the black and white, and trying to find a balance in this chaotic world.
So is it kind of a comment on finding balance, balancing that masculine and feminine?
Masculine and feminine, and trying to balance oneself.
And as an artist, what would you say is your design process? How does it all start with your mood boards? What comes next?
Definitely traveling is a big part of my inspiration, and starting a collection. Then comes the mood boards, then comes the fabrics. And I like to try and link collections with each other. So this collection was kind of linked with the other one. There was like a little bit of leather, which I took from my past collection.
Now tell me, what's happening in the Saudi fashion industry? Because interesting enough, we've had some wonderful Saudi designers here at Fashion Forward. What's going on over there right now?
It's been great. There's been a boom in new upcoming designers. Vogue are coming to Saudi in April, Vogue Italia, and they're scouting for 10 finalists. I mean, it's really picking up, and it's very exciting for us.
Such diverse collections and an urban new look for Fashion Forward Dubai. Still the definitive fashion platform in the Middle East, and carving out a progressive path for the region's top design talent. So those were some of the highlights and top trends for the fall-winter collections for 2016. Next up, we get to play a slightly different kind of dress-up. Yep, we got our geek on at Comic-Con.